brave don't go past thorn and ash and snow. Maps are burned, but we don't slow. We fight for tales untold. Bound forevermore. Boots hit the ground like war. Shields clash, we beg for more. Hearts like thunder, breath like flame. Call our names, ignite the lore. We're bound forevermore. We're bound forever. No crown, no guide, no peace. Just storm winds off the east. Dragons sleep beneath our feet. We sing through shattered teeth. Bound forevermore. Scars are the map we wore. March till we find the core. Eyes like fire, fists like stone. No way back, no second door. We're bound forevermore. Forevermore. One step, all in. One spark, begin. No gods, just kin. This war we win. Final double down. Bound forevermore. This is the song, the roar. Legends carved into the floor. Voice to echo, blade to ring. We're the myth they waited for. We're bound forevermore. We're bound forevermore. An open road when you're 3 feet tall. Never thought we'd find a family at all. One roll of the dice, one twist of fate. Now we're side by side, guess this was our fate. When trouble comes, we're always gonna try. Brothers and sisters who knew we would be a family of heroes, just wait and see. Wait, are we related? We push, we pull, we stumble and fall. Sometimes it feels like we don't know each other at all. But when the chips are down and we make our stand, together we've got half a chance. Even when the road gets rough and life throws down the odds, we've got each other's backs through every trap and fraud. We push, we pull, we stumble and fall. Sometimes it feels like we don't know each other at all. But when the chips are down and we make our stand, together we've got half a chance. Hey, who ate all the rations? Not me, not me. Okay, maybe a little.
Me? You? Me? You?
We're back. We're here. We're here. Holy crap.
Hello. Welcome everyone to Stronghold D&D, a long-awaited premiere game, Expedition of Fallen Stars, a collaboration of many amazing talented players and DMs. Raise your hand if you're a DM. So happy to not be DMing. Oh wait, nope, no. I'm happy to be DMing. I'll say that much. But yeah, I was, a player scooped up into the bosom of Stronghold D&D, and now I get to be a part of returning the favor of storytelling, one of the most ancient and wonderful pastimes, and I'm so happy the audience is here with so much hype. Thank you so much for the Golden Kappa, push all the way over. Huge train, breaking records already on the channel. You guys are setting a dangerous precedent, so thank you. With that said, I'm Charm. I am a professional storyteller, a weaver of tales, and you can find me everywhere here every other Sunday. That's where we'll be doing this, and as well as on my own channel. I am the president of Charm Fantasy. You can find me as Old World Charm on TikTok, and you can find me doing all kinds of things. But mainly my passion is storytelling and coaching. And if you want to learn how to be a DM, want to demystify the experience of being a player, join my community. Join this community. There's availabilities everywhere to commit more time and energy to the passion that is collaborative hallucinations. I mean, Dungeons and Dragons. So that said, I have always joked that it's like collaborative hallucinations because it's a lot of the theater of the mind. With that said, if you are a fan of Stronghold D&D, you're going to love that we're doing much of the same, which is maps created by our very own Sir Tim. They're gorgeous. Look at that. Like, that is stunning. My God.
We've got 4 kappas. We've got 4 kappas.
I started with no kappas, and now we're here. We made it.
I don't even know what to do with these kappas.
If
All
anybody,
these kappas.
if anybody
Mo
knows what to do with kappas, let us
More
know.
kappas, more problems. That's what I hear.
There's a hype chest on the way as well, apparently.
Yeah. Oh my God. Hype chest.
I don't
Yeah,
even
I'm so
know. I
excited.
don't even know what's going on here. Just
You just pop X. This is the hype chest. Look carefully.
Can someone who's hype, who's hip, who's new tell us what's going on? Anyway, with that said, yeah, welcome. I'm Charm. You're in for a treat today for the next several hours, probably about 3.5 hours. At most, we're probably going to enjoy a wild, winding opening tale where these people get to play their brand new characters, some of them playing a class they've never played before, or a combination of class and race they've never played before. And yeah, with that said, awesome. Thank you guys so much for the biddies, the hype, the everything. This is so fantastic. I can't thank you enough for starting us this way. And all big appreciation to Skylar, who's running stream, and everything you guys saw with the amazing intro, the music, and the background, the overlay is really been organized by his expertise, making sure we have an amazing start. So big thank you to Skylar for being the consummate professional of creativity over there.
Thank you.
So let's start with top left, and we'll just go. Actually, you know what? I'll just let whoever wants to passes it to whoever. So we'll start with Tim. So Tim, you have to start by introducing who the hell you are. Like the squirrel. Yeah. Who the hell you are? Your character. Tell us who you're playing. A little insight into your character class, your race.
Yeah.
Maybe a little fun fact about. I know with more preparation, there's a sense of feeling like you can get a feel for your character, but at the very least, the audience will enjoy seeing these characters develop, and that's the best part of D&D is I don't even know my character to session 1 ever. I got a funny voice, and that usually disappears. With that said, Tim, take it away, and please pass it on to someone when you're done.
Tim's gonna play off a little bit of his Texan dark and dusky vibe for a don't you dare roll your eyes, Coco, or I'll turn this into Josh Turner real fast. If I could just use this one, I'll be fine. Let's see. Merrick hails from Baldur's Gate. He was a scout for the Lord's Alliance and the what are they called? The Flaming Fist. Not to be confused with, we were with the Flaming Fist down in the Battle of the Well of Dragons. That's where I became level 3. And you know that as a character. You're like, oh wow, I hit level 3. But apparently that's kind of experienced. I had a pesky little brother, and he needed to get out. Old Cade. Cade needed to get out and start adventuring on his own. He leveled up by being a bumbling fool and gaining experience points by just surviving. Me looking over his shoulders. Now that he's out and about joining this silly circus, I suppose I'll bond with him. But other than that, happy to be here. Happy to kick off season 3 with all of my besties for Evsies. Annie is the first time we're playing together, and I've seen you along the socials for a long time as well, supporting Charm and his beautiful crew as well. So I'm happy to, we as Stronghold are happy to open up our fellowship and community to just the alliance of Charm and Voctaires and old men rolling dice and whatever. We're just a Knights of the Round Table of troops coming together and balancing and building these communities. We're going to continue to support 988 for mental health awareness as well, mental health and suicide awareness. It's great. It's a great charity. It's got anonymous supporters on the other side of calls or texts where you can reach a specialized counselor. Please don't wait until you're dark blue to get a hold of these folks. You can call them on any sort of day where the clouds are overhead, and they will get you the resources or maybe some tools and techniques to keep yourself with your serotonin high. And just wear them out for as much help as you need. Like I said, all sorts of specialized counselors you can get a hold of based on whatever you're going through or whatever part of the world you're in. So 988's always up there. We're gonna blast that for as long as we can. There's Ko-Fi's open and things like that as well. So feel free if you see Coco in chat or Annie in chat or Skylar in chat or Cade. Just hit follow on them as well, because all of us run our own channels and stuff like that. Like I said, we all come together as a traveling troupe of ding dongs that keep playing. I've got our season 3, Coco being one of those ding dongs. We're playing Wednesday for season 3, and we put the F in Fandolin this week. Hey Jeff, good to see you too. Hey Chad, hey everybody, hey Drag. But anyways, I'm gonna bump it over to my little brother, Cade.
Hi, I'm Pete. I'm from UK, as you can probably tell from the accent. I don't do fancy accents because mine's fancy enough as it is. So I leave it as that. It's just easier. I'm playing Cade, which is a younger brother to Merrick. It's a bit of a departure from my normal type of characters on this one, but this one is basically he gets by purely on his silver tongue and natural charisma. He has no other saving graces other than he seems to get his own way with words. However, let's just say he met his older brother, realized that there was more to life, realized that actually people had skills that actually were able to do things. So he doesn't let Merrick know this, obviously, because why would you? But looks to Merrick as kind of like a hero figure. He looks at him as someone he got to prove himself to. Older brother syndrome really kicking in on this guy. However, let's say he's not the most skillful in lots of areas, and he has made a lot of mistakes. However, that all changed when he signed a mysterious contract. Gave up something minor that he didn't really know that he existed, like something like a soul. Who needs that? It's fine. That's for later on. That's gone. However, since that day, he's found that his charisma, his wit, his charm can be put to more uses than just trying to get a free meal. So he's working on proving to his older brother that he can stand on his own 2 feet and to be looked upon someone that can actually do something and not just be the little runt that can't do anything. And that is Cade in a nutshell. I'm looking forward to this campaign. First time I've actually got to play with Tim, actually as a character, rather than being on the opposite sides of the table. This is going to be an interesting one. And I appreciate Charm for putting up with the delinquent from the UK that's just joined this party. So, thank you very much, and I will pass over to, let's roll some die. I'm going to go to Coca, just to be different.
Hi. For those who do not know me, I'm Coco Bunny 94. I, variety stream on my own channel, but I'm also gonna be here every other Sunday and every other Wednesday, and I'm on a whole bunch of other channels playing D&D as well. I am playing today. I'm playing in this campaign Admira Fleetfoot. She is a halfling ranger. It was just her and her mom, her whole life growing up, just her mom being the constant pillar in her life. So she took care of her, she helped her out. And then when she got to adulthood, she learned some things about her path. So now she is on a mission to find a certain person and to get information. So that is basically her, ending goal. But I'm so happy to be here. I'm happy to be playing with Tim on his channel. I've been playing with him on Lord Gazumba's channel, so playing with him on his channel is awesome. I cannot wait to play with this group for a while on this campaign. I cannot wait to see how well I can develop my character as well with this amazing group. Again, I'm so happy to be here. I'm going to pass it to Annie.
Oh, beans. Hi guys, I'm Annie. I am playing a halfling fighter. Her name is Callus Willow. She's with her mom, kind of hanging out at the tavern, just outside of Baldur's Gate, off to the ramparts. And she's kind of a bit rambunctious. I mean, you grew up in a tavern. I'm not gonna be really, frilly girly girl. It's why. Ew, that attracts attention. Let's not do that. So there's an old soldier that would train and stuff, and Mom let me train with him. Except for now they're getting really close, and I think it's time I move along, because I don't need to see my mom being romantic. It's great that she's getting romance. It's great that she's having a whole life now that I'm old enough, and she doesn't feel weird about it, but I don't need to see it. It's cool. It's just cool. Thanks. So, it's always been me and Mom. We're gonna wander out and see what's happening. Maybe I can do a little investigating and where the rest of my life leads. See what happens from there. And I am so happy to play with these guys. And Tim, I did get to play with you once. You were a paladin. We all were. It was the first
that's
time I
right.
played
Oops,
Yeah,
all paladins?
yeah.
Wait,
Level
Tim was a
15 to
paladin.
20 campaign.
Tim was
that's
a
right.
paladin.
That's right.
you were a paladin. Go figure. I don't want to
I had the Holy Avenger and everything. That's right. We
Yeah.
fought a mini Tiamat.
Yep. So that was fun. That was a one shot that I got to do. and I've been watching all the rest of you guys play in the different campaigns, so I am excited to be here. And I'm, of course, very happy to have Charm as a DM. Although, do I need my tissues as much as I do on Shadows?
I think
All right,
that's
we'll
up
see
to
what
us.
happens, but this will be interesting.
How do you make this circus sad? We're about to find out. Stay tuned.
It's not a
Okay,
circus.
I got my towel just in case.
There you go. So now I guess I'm going to go to Skylar.
Oh, well, let me introduce my little character, Poppy Cinnabraid. She's a whippersnapper. She is. She is a peace cleric. She grew up with her mother in Waterdeep. Her mother was a well-known baker in Waterdeep. So I grew up, making buns and making breads and everything. But I had a penchant for some diplomacy. I'm very good with talking to people. And Lady Lariel took me under her wing to make her one of her diplomats. So she brought me under her wing to as these councils would come in, I would be one of her diplomats, and as a peace cleric, I would make my buns of peace would help to aid in the bonding sessions within it makes the diplomacy roll along as you will. I'm trying to throw some Baker puns in here as many as I can.
I feel it.
But she's been doing this for several years, and she has while she's done some great things, she feels it's time to move outside of the gates of Waterdeep and explore the rest of what Faerun has to offer, and that's how she got hooked up with this ragtag group of people, and she's looking for some adventure, and being a nice schoolmarm out here, don't you know? She's very much like a North Dakota farm mother.
It looked like it was just Twitch. Oh,
Reconnection is successful.
It's so we can hear, and I don't know if you're just being very
Can
still.
you move your hand? Can you move your hands so we can see it? There you go. Yeah, we can see you now. You're literally like this. Can you see us move?
And your head's down, so you can't even see your lips move because the beard is hiding it.
Yeah, I love the summer months of Stronghold when we're all getting blasted by like somebody in this section
Like
somewhere
that?
will have a thunderstorm.
Yep,
Yeah,
that's what came. That's what we had yesterday.
yeah.
Yep, that's me currently. So if I blip, I'm very sorry, but I have no control over the gods. Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh,
Sorry, Charm.
Oh, no, by all means, it's all good. It happened. I mean, what is a stream if it doesn't have at least, 3 technical difficulties?
Yeah.
So with that said,
Yeah.
here we are. So welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you to the cast and crew for just showing up with their best energy. Always appreciated as a DM. And with that said, big reminder, 988 Suicide Crisis Lifeline. This is what we're all about. Hands helping hands. Hand can't wash. Hand is needed to wash another hand, that sort of thing. And the way I imagine the many amazing talented counselors of 988 is like service dogs in the most complimentary way. They want to help. They feel invigorated to know that they got a call. They're not inconvenienced. You are not a burden. Think of it as you get to make someone's day by showcasing that they are happily in service to a life path that they really feel vindicated in choosing. So if you need it, they need to be there for you. It's a perfect thing. So with that said, we have some wonderful means of chat interaction. We have channel points that you guys can take a look at. All kinds of fun stuff. If you are so inclined, I do have a GoFundMe after some recent health issues and housing crisis. I was displaced by the LA fires and now am up north above the wall, aka Canada. But where I didn't bring my health coverage, my what little I had with me. And so I appreciate if you guys could check out the GoFundMe. The stories explained there. I won't go into it, but it would mean a lot. Obviously, not required at all. Please just hang out. Your presence is the greatest gift. But we do have chat interaction if you're so inclined. I do have this on my channel, and I do enjoy putting it here. And that is if you go to my Ko-fi, it is an opportunity to purchase points for the players. I do it as a pool instead of individuals. Not that there's anything wrong with saying, "Hey, I want my favorite person to get something," because we do have things like that. But it's more fun when the party, please, yeah, when they're pandering, like I need help. So with that said, we do have the opportunity to do player point rerolls and give the party a reroll that they can tap into. The rules are you can reroll twice on any reroll if we have the points. Otherwise, people will just probably be spamming rerolls and drain the tank. And you can't reroll a nat 1. And I like sticking to the flavor of nat 1s are what you got, with the exception of inspiration, halfling abilities, and certain feats. Don't worry, I'm way ahead of you there. Which
I
is,
was
I think,
going
all
to
of
say,
you
my
are
poor little
halflings.
halfling. My poor little halfling.
My halfling heart. Yes. So, with that said, I don't think you guys will ever. Wait, is it? It's you reroll the first
Yeah, it's just reroll
one.
any.
If you roll 2 1s, then you're screwed, right?
Yeah.
That's amazing. What did I just do? Okay.
It's only 1 in 100, 1 in 400 chance of that happening, so we're fine.
I did a one shot for a game store this week. One of the 5 games I ran this week. And one of the brand new characters, he rolled 2 nat 1s while trying to jump train cars, and we rolled damage, and he got cut right in half. So I was like, "Damn, that was 1 in 400 chance, buddy. Here's a new character sheet I have prepared for you."
That's brilliant. Brilliant.
It was awesome. I was like, no. Anyway, so yeah, I'm the DM who says if you fail to jump with a nat 1, you're not dead. You get a chance to do dexterity saving throw to catch on to something. The gravity is the most dangerous thing in D&D somehow, usually. So I try to make sure it's not a death sentence when you are thrown off of something. So with that said, let me make sure. I'm sure you're probably hearing my Discord pop up. I gotta mute that.
Sounds good.
Peeps are blowing me up. Oh God, you guys tell me how good I'm doing. Oh, I appreciate that. No kidding. I think the players are plotting. Okay. There we go. Mute everything for the next 3 hours.
Wow.
All right.
What was? Oh,
That said,
Why
thank you
is it-
guys so much for
Thanks, Candy.
subscribing and donating. Thank you, Annie, so much. This is so cool. This is great. This is awesome. I appreciate that. Okay. As I restore everything now, I am replacing all my channels.
That's right. I gotta get rid of
Okay.
die 8 and start using die 6, don't I? Pete. I have to change out my
What
whole
in
dice.
what context are you talking about?
Sneak attack, baby.
You can't just.
Attack.
I just learned what steady aim was, and I was like, ooh.
Steady
so sneak
aim is-
attack every shot.
The bee's knees. Who needs to move when you could guarantee a sneak attack?
Breaks the system.
Oh no, the system is made for it. All right, with that said, let's get into it. We are playing a Fate Room canonical realm adjacent to the other DMs, because this is what this channel does differently. We tell multiple stories happening in beautiful parallels, impacting the world. And all I can say is this world where we are southwest of the Sea of Fallen Stars, in the kingdom of Termish, the northwestern point of that kingdom, where the coast meets the cities. Specifically, you are approaching from your nomadic traveling troop caravan a place called Aelor's Reach, Aelors Reach. It is a beautiful, multi-tiered, and I mean tiered city, as in built on this steep incline of a rising, kind of where a coast meets the beautiful Mediterranean style land, almost like the Amalfi Coast, where the sea wall is beautifully colored out of the many different stones over the different generations that it took to build it. The homes, much like that. If you've imagined a Minas Tirith or, Gondor, the aspect of maybe not that steep, not that tall, but layered like a cake. And unfortunately, very obviously, um, you could see the socioeconomic differences at the top, though you can't really see with the high walls much of the bottom. You guys are traveling with a wonderful troupe, not a circus, but think of like a mummers, more of the classic like Lies of La Clamora, or if that's pretty obscure, an aspect of different talented performance artists who draw magical attention with their beautiful, amazing sneaky magics, as you might see in our performances, or talented skills, martial abilities. So, with that said, as you approach, you are traveling in the company of um, the Troop Master, known as the Immortal Montague, a man who claims to have lived um, centuries, which is not really a great brag in a world of elves who go, yeah, I do that casually, bro. But he's a halfling. And so that is quite phenomenal. Um, so among halflings, he is thought to be, even older than Bilbo Baggins, um, and quite secretive about how and why, telling a different tale to everyone who asks. And for those guys who have been around him long enough, you've heard him tell 100 variations. How he seduced a mermaid who granted him coral jewelry that preserved his life. How he once fought a dark, a blackguard to its demise and absorbed its immortal necromantic essence into him, but his spirit was too pure to be corrupted, and so he just has the benefit of longevity. Sometimes he says he just eats the cooking made by his wonderful staff here, and the yams especially are prone to preserving life in an exceptional way. He never gets sick because he always fills his socks with onions and garlic, and so on and so on. Many, many comical and partially maybe true things. There's got to be truth to one of them. But at the same time, most people just shrug their shoulders and say, if he is immortal, probably magic. But if he isn't, well, it's a great advertisement for a most curious troupe. Um, let's see. It's a stormy, overcast day. A lot of squalls have been kicking up, coming from the north, both the northwest and the northeast, which are completely the Sea of Fallen Stars. But the people here are no stranger to that. Um, are you guys dressed in any certain way that would be more prepared for the weather, or would any of you find yourselves nonplussed? Give me kind of a visual representation of where you are in the wagons as you move towards the massive gates that of Aylar's Reach. Kind of paint me a picture for each of you, and we can start. Annie, we'll start with you.
Alice is sitting on the back of one of the carriages or wagons. One leg kind of hanging off, her cloak over her head, just hand resting on her thigh, other hand just kind of holding off to the side. Just keeping an eye on the people that are in the wagon and looking out to see what's coming up behind us and what's around us. Not really upset or minding by the weather. It's just like, okay, it's another one of those days.
All right,
Just sitting
taking
nearby them.
shelter in kind of the edge of the wagon.
Like a half shelter, yeah.
Yeah, perfect. And who would you say you talk to most or spend time with most of maybe an NPC, not so much a player? Who are you really bonded with?
I would definitely say it would probably be one of the guys that helps set up the tents and move stuff around.
Okay, nice. Perfect. Um, Wonderful. All right, and we'll go to Coco.
Yeah, so Admira is sitting in one of the wagons with some of the people who I guess like throw knives or they do like sword tricks. She's more interested in learning how to perfect, you know, her she's got a scimitar that she would like to perfect on how to use. Um, but she that's who she mainly, has her conversations with. But she's sitting in the back of a carriage, playing with her arrow feathers and humming like this little tune that her mom, sang to her while she was growing up. And she's got her cloak over her head, preparing for the weather. Um, and she's also keeping like looking around, looking to see what landscape is passing by and anything else that catches her interest.
Perfect. Wonderful. Um, all right. And I'll say that you are definitely getting some good pointers, so to speak, on how to handle the juggling of edged weapons or uh, dervish dancing by uh, Dross, uh, Dross the Gray. And Dross the Gray is a NPC that is kind of stepping on the toes of the Fellstar brothers by getting really good with knives. Not knife throwing, knife juggling, and is starting to really just maybe edge into the realm of, maybe I can casually do some things better. The kind of guy who is really happy to get someone to ask him advice and then gives really more of a performative gesture of that advice rather than helpful fundamentals. Um, and he is known as the gray man among the group. And as that, he's kind of someone who kind of moves through the crowd when he's not performing to try and kind of get a read on audience, um, what's enticing, what's working, what isn't. And he'll usually kind of do some scouting beforehand to hear the rumors, maybe spread some, draw the crowd in, and afterwards hear the rumors after. The benefit of his job is he gets to go to the taverns and enjoy a lot of drink for, his profession. It's all for research, for science. So, Dross the Gray Man. All right. Go ahead and tell us, Poppy, where are you? What are you
Oh well,
doing?
I'm
How is weather
definitely in
affecting
the
you? You're
Poppy is
still
definitely in
vapor.
the wagon with the kitchen crew. She is uh, if it's raining, if it's stormy, she's doing her best to keep all of the dry goods dry, and anything that needs to stay dry, and hitting anybody that's trying to get into it because we need this food for the masses and also for us. So obviously don't want to steal anything. Uh, she would whoever is the chief, the head chef, if you will, whoever's the head of the kitchen for the immortal Montague. She would
Okay.
be closely by his side to offer her pastry, not pastries, but her baked goods. She's a baker. She's does those sorts of things. If he's good with yams, maybe we can include yams in some of these. Have yam buns, and
Nice.
uh, but another thing that she does is in during the shows, if any of the audience get unruly, then she uses her some of her peace cleric abilities too, and I'd say her buns of peace, to calm down the crew, calm down the audience, and bring them back into yes, yes, Pete. I'm going to be using buns of peace a lot.
Buds of peace. All right. Your NPC that you kind of associated with is the chef extraordinaire. His name is Chef Harrison Fullheart. He is a man who is clearly enjoyed every meal he's ever served as a taster. He makes a point to emphasize it's just to make sure that the Immortal Monty keeps his reputation and avoids being poisoned, even though Montague claims he cannot be possibly poisoned. His powers are too vast. His connection to the Force. No, I'm kidding. Is too strong. Happy May the Fourth, by the way. But yeah, Chef Harrison is a compared to a halfling, definitely a seemingly uh, almost Goliath in proportions, but just a very big, happy guy. Um, so, with that said, that is kind of your NPC that you might be preparing awesome stuff with. Um, okay, let's see. Let's go to Cade Fellstar.
Okay. I'm perched right on the back of the last caravan, just perusing round, nonchalantly playing my lute to a pretty good standard, just something I've been able to do my whole life. However, I'm paying attention, just looking around for anyone that I take an interest in just as scanning the crowd, not looking roughly where I am. I've never really bothered where I'm going, but who's there is someone that always in. So I'm looking around. If I spot a pretty face or someone that wants to look in my direction, I always like hold that eye contact just long enough for them to know that they've caught my eye, just long enough for them to get to. I'll throw them a dashing smile, maybe a wink, just long enough to see if they sort of have a bit of a sort of color in their cheeks,
Yeah.
and then I'll just dot my hat and sort of keep going. One thing so that's basically what I'm doing, and I'm constantly playing my lute, and it's something that I just do subconsciously, just reasonably well at.
Absolutely. All right. Yeah. Strumming the sweet strings of your lute, smiling at maids old and young alike, catching the eyes of many who have a dream of running off with a handsome performer, leaving their droll, stormy town aside. You are filling their heads with fantasies that reminds them of the pages of their favorite romance books. Especially Hard Goliath is one that is clutched keenly to someone's chest as they bat their eyelashes at you. With that said,
And you're saying
yeah.
about who who I associate with.
Yes.
I am one of these people that literally get along with absolutely everyone and anyone. I don't mind. I am literally just the life to soul of the party. Everyone knows me. Everyone knows Cade, and I've always got a nice thing to say about absolutely everyone I meet.
Perfect. Excellent. After all, a man who is friends with everyone has no enemies. And with that, we go to, perhaps a man who has many enemies. We don't know. He looks shady and mysterious, but Merrick Fellstar, whose mood seems to match the storm around him. Tell us.
Yeah, he's gonna be a little more stoic. Uh, if I can, is there a chance that he could have at least borrowed a pony from the show and be on a pony on the
Absolutely.
outside?
Yeah.
So he'll be probably in the middle, off to the right of maybe some of the wagons within earshot of his brother, Primary, of hearing him talking, just enough to be able to hear his voice, but close enough to hear Dross as well.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Do our first roll tonight. Give me a perception check. As you're kind of in the rain on the pony, kind of cloaked up, um, and on the back of Wayfairy, the pony.
okay,
Wayfairy.
gotta go back to Wayfairy. Nice. All right, gotta go back to my yeah.
There we go.
Oh,
We nat 20'd so hard that we broke the game.
oh my
You did.
God! You nat 20'd so hard you broke the game. We're putting this all on your shoulders, sir. You got to lower your awesome levels on the
I mean,
internet.
Stream said, I mean, how much better can you get than that? And it cut off
Yeah.
itself.
Yeah, it's like, you know what? Campaign's over. You won D&D. First and only role we needed.
That's it. Yeah. Hang on, I'm trying to
Awesome.
log back in. There we go.
Looks
I'm
like
in
we're
too.
back.
All right.
We nat 20 the stream down again. Yeah. The game can't handle us. Can't handle us. Let's go. All right. Merrick won D&D. Merrick with a nat 20. What's your total, by the way? Because I'm a different kind of
21.
DM where
21. Yeah, he's not
yeah.
very perceptive at all. High intelligence, you know what I mean? Low wisdom. So kind of jumps into things a little bit too soon, potentially. A little too brave, I guess.
Well, Admira, I gotta tell you, it's all about finding the balance of the blade. Trying to find and kind of holds it. I usually have like a knife around here somewhere, but I'm like, maybe I shouldn't. Balancing, he's like, you gotta find the balance of the blade. It could be the middle balance, or he kind of flips it up and catches it, and then kind of twirls it with his fingers, but using his other hand to kind of help him find the balance point, and then holds it by the point of his fingertip, and kind of just moving it around. Sharp gust of the storm kind of knocks it over. He catches it, but he says, "I've been doing this a long time. Gotta tell you, it's dangerous. Edged weapons flying through the air, a live audience. Any distraction could, make a bloody scene like that." And that is what Merrick is overhearing.
Do I perceive some sort of like, by him saying that, does it sound like when he was saying, you know what I mean? Like something could get bloody, like there was some tone to that?
Go ahead and do an insight check. Now we're entering the kind of psychological aspect.
Or this will be the one.
This will be the one. He's a
that's
serial
just-
killer who's planning to take everyone's life tonight. No.
Yeah, 17.
Oh my god.
17. He's probably just trying to impress Admira.
Got it.
He's trying to make it sound like what he does, which is what you do, is life and death. Now,
okay.
about Admira?
I just,
role play,
turn wayfarer, and just
get away from that. Admira, tell us.
So I take out my scimitar and I try to like balance it, and I'm like going like back and forth with it, trying to balance it, and I look at it, and I'm like, I'm really having a hard time with this. So I kind of like catch it and put it away. But I get out my arrow, and I balance my arrow. I was like, well, this is a little bit easier. I might just. Do you have any advice for one who is, master at archery?
I'm not really knowledgeable in the realm of archery. In fact, I could just tell you what I've always learned, and that's aim the pointy end at the target. But if you have any pointers for me, if you have any pointers for me, tell me. I'd love to know what I could do to pick up another skill. As I'm sure you've seen, I dabble.
Well, pointers for pointers. I would be happy to share mine if you would be happy to share yours. What I always tell anyone who is interested in learning the bow, line of sight true, target always in sight, and you have a strong presence in your arrow, it always lands true. That is the best advice that I can give anybody who is interested.
Where'd you learn that sagacious piece of wisdom? I've never heard anyone say it so clearly.
My mother trained me. It was just me and her. How we had our little house in the woods, and that's what we did for survival most of the time. Is we hunted, and most of the time it was small prey like rabbits and squirrels, and we had to perfect our trade. So she was the best teacher that I had, and I'm still learning things even though she's not here.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
Oh no, she's here on Earth, but she's, not here with me to still
Oh,
train me.
okay. Yeah, that's awkward mistake. Um, well, I appreciate the tip. Maybe I could exchange maybe throwing weapon lessons with archery lessons, especially since we'll have time to take a break once we're through the gates. I hear Ayler's Reach has got a beautiful fairground. I've heard they even have a full theater floor, like a it's called the Crescent Amphitheater, uh, because I think they made a mosaic of moonstone out of the ground. Uh, Beautiful. They say
Wow,
it's latent with magical energies when the moon shines upon it, but I don't know. I've never been too keen
that
to
sounds
discern.
so magical. I can't wait to set my eyes on it and, you know, hopefully show my skills and, my mastery and any other skills that I can, pick up from you.
Yeah, of course. Wonderful. Okay, cool. Um, all right. Well, I'm gonna get back to making sure no one sees me come in with you guys. As you know, I have to kind of enter separately, so I'm going to take my leave and got cut up ahead in the caravan. And
She
yeah,
kind of does like a little two-finger salute
yeah,
while you head out.
absolutely. And he makes sure to go on up ahead. Um, and as just no basic human, he blends in everywhere you guys have ever gone for the most part. Um, at that point, the gates are expediting the process as the weather's getting quite, severe. You hear the complaints of well-to-do merchants, kind of galvanizing, I should say more lubricating with precious metals the hands of the guards, allowing less inspections to pass. And you suspect, Montague has a means, he has a knowledge, especially of these coastal towns, that allows a similar transactional expedition. You guys have actually almost never been searched, which is kind of one of those things where you got so used to it. The first time it happened almost felt like jarring to comparison, almost insulting. Um, you know, we're not charlatans, we're not, brigands, we're not smugglers, or are you? Who knows? With that in mind, you guys make it to the fairgrounds and set up a beautiful camp that we have on our screen before you. It is, well practiced ease, a type of camp that is everyone's tent faces in, a very protective formation that you guys have just gotten used to. Everyone has their spot, a well-oiled machine. This is something that is, always going to look the same every town or even encampment outside of towns that you've gone to. The beautiful lush trees and brush here that grow, um, seem to be in season. The walls, the walls are both a protective measure against invasion, but as well, that you saw some sea walls as well along the kind of the coastal edge, and you saw some access points for people to walk along the beach, and as well as a modest port on the outside. You do have a feeling that there is perhaps a well guarded port on the more inside of the city, um, kind of protected by whatever um, small naval force is here. The storm is picking up, but the roadies are doing a hell of a job, magically and physically putting everything together. Um, in this time, the performers are expected to hone their craft, relax, mingle, generate hype and excitement amongst the populace subtly, and generally just stay out of trouble. You are each welcome to do anything. With that said, Miss Belvedere, who is the camp, you know, uh, grand matron. She's not. She was once a camp mom who's aged into camp grandmom. Even by um, elven standards, she is old. which means she has a mind that has seen a great deal of the different parts of the world, not just in travel of space, but the traveling of time. And she is kind of musically humming as she makes sure that all the clothing and everything that is set out, the costumes are dry despite the rain. And she is using what subtle magic she has to kind of almost like steam her hand over every costume, almost like an iron, as she is making sure everything is wrinkle free despite the moisture. And she begrudges, the moisture out loud as she musically just kind of says, "Can you believe this? Ah, back in my day, there was no such storms rolling off the Sea of Fallen Stars. Uh, in fact, I can't even recall what the sea. Surely the stars were still in the sky back then, right? Uh, Goodness, does everyone have everything? Everyone, do you need any hot tea? Anyone who's working on perhaps any of their oratory, their throat? Perhaps maybe a little warm mittens for my knife thrower, my favorite special little knife thrower." And she's looking towards, Merrick. Uh, she's making sure that, Kate. She says, "You're feeling well. Is your magic flowing through you today?"
Not sure, to be honest. Ah, it was a disaster of a flipping journey today. Disaster.
Oh my goodness, I am so sorry. I will tell Monty that you are
No, no,
displeased.
no, 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 no. Look, the
He needs
carts
to
was
know.
absolutely fine. The carts were fine. God, it might be losing my touch. I only got a couple of blushes. The whole route, the whole route, only a couple of blushes. I reckon it's
Honestly, it's hard to see blush when it's raining.
yeah.
I imagine it's an aspect of wanting to a body preserving itself, needing the heat elsewhere.
To
Um,
be fair, it's raiding cats and dogs out there. I tell you, cats and dogs. It's better not carry on like this.
that did happen once. I remember it was the Great Storm of 442. Um, it was the year of the bronze dragon, and it seems like a water spout had hit a ship, as I recall, transporting a bunch of pets. And by the time it had hit land, it was literally raining cats and dogs. Thankfully, I was there with the featherfall spell, and I was able to wistfully have the cats and dogs fall gently. Though we did lose
Hopefully
a
you
few
pick.
hamsters.
I say, hopefully you let you pick the dogs first, because you know cats always land on their feet. They're fine.
I, you know, I I personally didn't want to be responsible for any loss of
Ah, that's
life.
fine. That's fine. That's fine. When we still got to be subtle in our sort of. I know you like to present the right impression, and how subtle do you want us to be in drumming up business?
I mean, Alo's
So
Reach is a place I don't think any of us have been to in a professional setting. So this is the first time, seeing the show. I know that the storm might hinder people from wanting to go out. So I suppose if you could give it a little bit more of your extra special charm, yes,
well, so looking around, obviously,
from wanting to go out. So I suppose if you could give it a little bit more of your extra special charm, yes.
well, so looking around, obviously, you said it was a walled sort of the walls. Obviously, they're in tiers.
Mm.
Are they? How tall are the walls in each of the? Are they like 20 feet type
Yeah,
walls?
20 feet.
Okay, that's a perfect height for a trick.
Okay, yes.
I got an idea. I got an idea. We can would definitely get some. Yeah. So does that mean? And as I turn around, obviously that gate that we've just come in, so it's
Hmm.
20 feet at the top. Yeah. Let's. Yeah. I got a trick. I got a trick. I'm sure we'll drum up some interest.
As long as it's not that faking your death trick.
There'll be no
We
death
only
because.
use that trick when we owe people money or we've pissed off the town, all right?
No, no, no. This will be a trick that will get people talking. If that's what you're
Mhm.
after,
Of course, this is the nature of our business. The more people talk, good or bad, but preferably good, the better it is for us. Um, Now, let's see. I am going to make sure all the props are ready. I have much work to do. I've set the tea kettles on, and they are, as you know, automatic and slightly animated. They're a little testy this morning, so make sure you say your please and thank yous, so as not to get scalded. If that's one way to get a blush, tee hee, and then she goes off to take care of something else, leaving you all in that beautiful camp setting where many of our fellow traveling folk are mindlessly busy, moving, like I said, a well-oiled machine. They can't even be distracted. And as far as the talent is concerned, you guys have a different responsibility altogether. Don't get in their way. All right. So you guys are within the vicinity of a warm fire. Tea is ready to go, almost like Beauty and the Beast style teacups and a kettle and a teapot. And yeah, by all means.
I turn to the other halflings in the group and I'm like, look, we got to pull something special out of the bag tonight. Look, this weather, we're never going to get the punters in otherwise. We've got to make sure that we bring. Look, we're here to bring money in. We've got to get something in.
Kate, I got
Anyone
for
able?
you.
Yeah,
Why don't
Merrick?
you use that mouth and charm you use? Maybe find someone around here that, I don't know, good at dagger throwing or something. Maybe we go into a tavern, we create some sort of stir where me and this individual that might be better at throwing daggers or whatever, stir where me and this individual that daggers or we we come up with some sort of challenge. Maybe we get them to all fall back into the big top over here and come watch us. You
Look,
think you can Don King something?
hey, Merrick, look, you have nothing to prove to anyone.
Yeah,
You
I'm
are.
just saying.
Look,
It inspires some sort of, animosity thing.
I was thinking of trying something. I'm pretty sure I'll be fine. I'm like reasonably confident.
Pretty sure?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Look, I've not done it yet. This is something that's just come to me when I was talking to name. I was talking to Miss
Dungeon Master.
Beldevere. Beldevere.
Yep.
Look, I'm thinking if anyone's, I might have to use a torch if anyone's got some magical light, it'd be really useful. Just magical light it would make it stand out a bit more. But I'm just thinking, if I get on top of the gate, 20 feet up, like 20 feet up, right when there's loads of people walking around, someone, arrows, dagger, whatever, throws it but misses me. You got to miss me, okay? It's important that you miss me this time. I know you don't normally, but this time it's important. I will just fall off the top of the gate 20 feet down and just carry on walking when I hit the ground as if it was nothing. And just walk straight into our tents. I reckon that'll get people talking enough that they're like, the hell's done? What's happened there? Because look, you know me, I don't feel pain. That'll be fine. I reckon I'll just be fine.
Glad to throw something at you.
Look, little cutie, you don't want me to hit you because
I
I always
I
aim.
really want.
No, you don't want me to shoot at you. I always aim to hit.
How about you aim? If you aim to hit, I'll get an apple on the head.
Yes.
You hit the apple, that will then cause me to topple over, and I'll then carry on walking. Look, how's that?
That way no one
So-
loses whatever you're shooting at, and we don't hit somebody else
Yeah.
by missing and not knowing where that arrow, dagger, blade, whatever went to.
You could even do it as a competition between you and Merrick of who gets to hit the apple first.
Oh, I like this idea. You could even hit him. I could save him.
It's very intriguing, but I would want to, you're brothers, correct? Or did
yeah.
you say you're brothers?
Well, half
Um,
brothers. I got the good-looking gene, as you can tell.
oh, well,
Clearly.
I'm not gonna agree with that. I don't want to, start some internal fights. So,
Oh,
but
Merrick wins them. Merrick wins them. Have you seen it? He's got skills.
well, a healthy competition would be great. I would be, okay with doing this if it will bring in
Ah,
a crowd.
sure it will. I see no downsides. There's never a downside to this type of activity.
I mean, distraction does happen, so I will go on ahead and apologize if I do happen to get distracted.
No, you promised me that you always hit your target. That's what you said, and I will take you as a woman of her word.
Okay.
Looking around, are there any wooden signs for our show?
You know what? There's a lot of waterproof fabric signs, and they're on like two poles, and they get rolled out, and they get usually spun into the earth.
Are there
Um,
any that are kind of damaged a little? Like, basically what Callus is thinking is grabbing one of those, sticking it to a piece of wood, and saying, how about holding this above your head for them to hit, as opposed to you?
none of them are damaged. In fact, Miss Belvedere takes great care in mending all of them at all times.
In that case, if she can mend it, we can just destroy it, and she'll mend it afterwards.
This is true.
I see no problem.
And that could be your idea. That works for
You're gonna
Callus.
make
Oh.
signs.
Yeah,
You're
there
gonna
are
make signs. You're gonna make
Take
signs. Admira and Cade are gonna shoot apples.
Well, I was thinking you'd shoot the sign around the sign to get people's attention to what he's doing.
Yes, you can throw arrow. You can, but we can put like a little target on the sign. You and can actually have a competition of who can get the closest to the bullseye. Once
Yeah.
you've both done a couple of rounds of hitting it, I will then do some theatrics and look like I lose my footing and fall to my. Well, that'll be fine. That'll be fine. Just fall. I'll just keep walking.
I also have another trick that I can do that will make it interesting. I shoot it with my feet.
Ooh,
I do a
Nice.
handstand and I shoot it with my feet.
this
DM, this is.
incredible.
I still want to do something.
Yeah.
I think despite this being all good and leaning into being a big brother who's kind of being miserable at this point, I'm still, based on what I heard and wanting to play some D&D. I mean, not that you guys aren't. I want to follow Dross to the tavern where he goes, right?
Yeah.
And I still am going to attempt to get him to have a dagger
Knife
throw
throwing.
off at
Okay.
at the thing to generate a little bit more.
Perfect.
I'll even go off on my own, or you know what I mean? Like, Poppy, what
Well,
are
if
you
you
doing?
want
wanna
to,
go?
you could challenge the Grey Man to hitting this sign with your friend, and you could, if you both beat him, he's useless.
What I
So
am hearing though is they're spreading the value of the claim to different areas of the town.
Yeah.
I can actually work with Harrison to bake some fresh bread, some fresh buns, and I can go into the tavern with you and distribute, buns, buns of the circus, buns of the show,
Yeah.
as
The buns of the show.
the buns of the
no,
show,
Buns of fun.
the
buns
buns
of
of fun, amongst the tavern goers, and go. Look at our yam buns. Look at our, we've got all these different types of buns. Come to our show tonight, and that can be my,
It could be like the buns of fun to fund the fun.
exactly.
Buy two for the price of one.
Buns of fun,
Oh,
two
shoot.
2 for 1 buns of fun.
Inspiration to the DM on that one.
Yes.
I've hawked some buns in my time. All right. With that said, we will scatter to execute Operation you know, buns
Up.
and and apple shooting. Um,
Oh,
Seeing who and how we hit our targets. This is going to be amazing. So let's go ahead and we will start with our. Let's see. We'll start with our arrow plan. So, Cade Fellstar, you definitely see that the guards, they are very serious about the gatehouse and the security of the entry gate and the parapet there, and it is not likely that they, like any other security force, will take lightly to civilians being in a place where that could jeopardize operational security of this.
Okay, so if that's the case, then is there somewhere that's just on the same, got the main path that's coming in from the gateway, like just to the left or just to the right of it, that is a little bit less likely to produce the ear of the guards?
Definitely. There's two options. There's kind of the steps, like about 3/4 of a way up. You might get tolerated for long enough to make a scene, or a tree that has a long branch that kind of steps away from the trunk of the tree, and it has a nice little kind of almost performative air to it, as it is on the main, almost overlooking the main path.
Okay, and how high is that limb?
I would say close to 20 feet. Yeah.
That's fine. That's fine. That's I just there is some mechanics behind my reasoning.
Okay, absolutely.
So
So with that in mind, do you want to go up the tree?
I'll do the tree, especially if it overhangs it, because actually that's actually probably more theatric
Yeah,
than actually than the actual guards have.
more visibility. All right, go ahead and do an athletics check as you climb the tree, unless you have a climb speed or a magical means of.
No, the athletics is fine. 18 on my athletics.
All right, yeah, you start climbing the tree like you were, born to it. And at this point, you find yourself in position with your allies who are part of this plan, gathering and watching, waiting for the sign.
So I give a sign to Coco. I basically hold up the apple. At the same point, I start to sing extremely loudly, and sort of start to sort of. So I put the apple on my head and I start strumming my lute and putting on a performance. And it's basically the song of the troupe, so to basically get people's attention. And so I'm doing that sort of to my best of my ability.
Okay.
Do you want the performance check for that?
Yeah,
Just
performance check, please. See how well you sing, how loud you sing, and how big of a crowd you draw.
Well, okay.
Let me make sure that if we have rerolls or not.
So I got 18. So I got 25 on my
Dang.
performance.
All right, level 3, 25 on performance. You are with such bravado. A crowd is absolutely forming. Even as the rain is starting to have a lull in it, almost like you're passing through like the eye of a storm or a break, in the storm. Yeah, people are able to look up and see you sing, holding the apple. The people are
During
the
that
excitement is tangible.
during that performance as well, as part of the song, I am casting my invocation, which is my false life invocation. So I've got 12 temporary hit points. It's really important that I don't die otherwise.
Yes. All right.
That's subjective.
Yeah. With that in mind, yeah, that tells a great story. Everyone, just know that there will be no pulling of punches, but I'm also not going for anyone. And if you put yourself at needless risk, you will win those prizes. So with that said, this is exciting. Good safety measures in play. Professionals. Don't try this at home, kids. These are trained halfling professionals. And so with that said, what's the signal for we're gonna have
I get to a
Admira.
certain point in the song, and she'll know when I get to that point that I sort of do a big sort of riff on the guitar, and at that point, an arrow.
Okay, so Admira, you're gonna be doing a handstand.
Yes, I am going to basically I'm going to take my shoes off and I'm going to position my bow where I have one of my feet gripping the long part of it and then one of my other like the string is in between my big toe and then my next toe
Mhm.
pulling the string back, but I'm on a
Oh,
handstand.
do an acrobatics check for me, and this will determine
Okay.
if you are rolling with disadvantage or not.
That is a 17.
Beautiful rolls tonight, you guys. You're killing it. And thank you, Annie, for giving the party 3 player point rerolls. This is now a resource that anyone can use at any time. You get to reroll, a D20 roll. If you had advantage on it, you keep your advantage on that reroll. If you had disadvantage, you keep your disadvantage on the reroll. So just keep that in mind if the moment is intense and it's needed. But Admira, beautiful performance. You are clearly an expert in your craft, balancing on your hands despite being named Fleetfoot. But with that said, everyone now, the crowd is even getting bigger. At first, they were like, what is this guy doing? He's got a beautiful voice. It's very charming. There's almost like an Italian passion in the crowd, a love of singing. There's not a cringe to this. It's a really like cultural love of a beautiful voice, a man in the tree, handsome as he is, part of the troupe. And then this stunning woman, athletic body, carefully doing a gymnastic pose, and then, much to everyone's shock, bringing a bow with her, arching her neck in an impossible angle, aiming upwards. It is defying what anyone has ever thought possible, to the limits of danger and excitement here. All right, so Admira, you get to roll normally and take that shot. Um, Apple is a small target, tiny, I mean, so it has the AC of a tiny
So's a
target.
halfling. So it's fine.
Yeah,
That's a that's a dirty 20.
My goodness.
bravo. That shot is incredible. You strike the apple, um, piercing it all the way through and sending, the exit wound of apple chunks flying through the air. Thankfully, at that angle, there's no collateral damage, with that powerful shot. And
So, on that note, when that happens, I want to basically fall over backwards, but keep an eye on. I'm looking for someone that's really attractive in the audience.
yeah,
As I fall, sort of flash a glance and smile that way, as I literally fall out prone like this, and I just wanted to basically hit the floor. As I hit the floor, I want to do an acrobatics check just to see if I can just walk away.
okay. Acrobatics check. All right, give me that acrobatics check.
That's only a 16 though.
Only a 16. You manage to collapse, land on your young joints and knees. You have a good, don't have a good knee and a bad knee. You have a left and right at this age. There is a faint pop, as you feel your heels rock back. Thankfully, the grass is soft and the rain has kind of waterlogged it a bit, so it's kind of a nice cushion. You only take 5 points of damage. Um, it
It
doesn't
doesn't
even
look
have,
like I take any damage at all.
yeah, that the
Straight off
temporary
my
hit points.
temporary hit point.
Yeah, as
As I
you
then
are.
I walk away, look at that person, give it another wink, and keep playing as I play all the way to the troop.
Yeah, that person, that Goliath, he's batting. He's his hands are to his cheeks, and he kind of grabs an elf next to him and goes, "He looked at me. He looked right at me. That was amazing. Let this be known that uh, Crab Longjaw is loved. Is loved." And at that point, you seem to have developed a fan, in the audience. So with that said, you
And as I'm walking, I just I refresh my temporary hit points just in case, because I'm paranoid of things
yeah.
hurting me.
All right, you guys generate incredible hype, and you each, Admira and Cade, you get an inspiration point for succeeding on the side quest of bringing honor to the troop, and no shame, no shame. All right, so the rest of you, are you guys collectively going to a tavern called the Decanted Blade?
Yes, but no. I know that Merrick is following Dross. I'm not going
Okay.
to interrupt that. So we're going to the same tavern, not necessarily at the exact same time, entering at probably different times.
Okay.
If
Um,
because
that's
I have a feeling that they're going to do something separate from what I'm going to do, but we're going to do it in the same place.
I
all
figured
right.
I'd follow Poppy, and I'll be your carrying of all of the crate of muffins, things to sell. So you can do the talking. I'm doing the
Buns.
lifting.
They're
Yep.
buns. They're
They're
buns.
buns.
They're buns. I'll remember it. It's buns. I got it. Do I
All
get to
right.
eat one later?
I'm gonna need a. I imagine, Tim, that you're trying to do this stealthily. Like you're
Yeah.
trying to be a good tail and not be like obvious.
I want to just
So,
appear at the table with him as soon as he
mhm.
sits down, and orders a beer. My goal is to just be there,
Yep.
or sit down without him knowing I was there. So I don't have
Okay.
charisma, but what I can do is like, whoa,
Do it.
you
Do a
know.
stealth check.
All right.
Yeah. This is you just kind of being Batman. Just kind of.
I'm stealth. Going back to that. Ooh, that's good.
I am the stealth.
So that would be a 21.
Dang, you guys!
Oh.
This is a great start. Holy crap! No one's rolled like a sub 16 yet. Holy crap! All right, you show up right next to Dross as he goes, "Whoa, uh, are you working the Decanted Blade right now?"
Tross, is it?
Yeah, yeah.
And I'll take a dagger and kind of twist it on the table. I think I overheard, and I'll just kind of just not even trying to do anything fancy with it. Like
Mhm.
you're trying to get real good with daggers. So I've heard.
Yeah, yeah. I'm trying to get good with bows and arrows.
Bows and
Pretty
arrows.
good with daggers, I'd say.
Oh, oh, hmm.
I mean, not as good as you, but I mean, um, I'm pretty good for a one man show, you know.
Oh, well, maybe, just maybe, we start something in here. And
Oh, to generate hype for the. Okay,
yeah,
yeah.
and
How do you want to do this? What's the angle?
I don't know.
I call you
I'm just
like
gonna
a.
take my dagger and I want to scan the room for something that has everybody's attention. Maybe like I don't want to hit someone's taxidermy, buck, but
There's all kinds
I
of
just want
taxidermy
to
stuff.
toss it and stick it straight in the middle of it. You know what I mean? And
There
then,
is a dartboard for what it's worth, but a dartboard can't survive a well thrown knife. But it's like a target that you could hit to be like, holy shit, this guy's good.
yeah, yeah,
Up to you. There is taxidermy, many creatures of the forested realms of Termish. There's even like marlins, like big
yeah,
marlins on the wall. I'm trying to think what else there'd be. There's a big wooden pillar
yeah,
um, that has um, like markings that clearly are like the family members of like height, like a height mark notchings of the owner. But it's a rough and tumble place, the Decanted Blade. So keep in mind this is like a biker bar vibe.
yeah, yeah. And I
Up
think
to you.
I'm gonna try something here where you said there's a post in the middle where kind of folks can see it.
Yep, everyone can see the big
Uh,
post in the middle. Yeah.
I'm gonna try to throw two daggers and try to get them as close as possible together from across the room. And what I want to do is I want to stand up and say, something along the lines of, is if you think that you can best that, you know what I mean? Like if you can best my throws, and I'll uh you're gonna have to do it in front of everybody in the big top. And then just kind of collect my daggers and walk out. Like he doesn't have that much charisma. But
So as he says that, are you trying to make everybody see and hear this?
like kind of almost like a fight. Like I'm gonna
Yeah.
scooch my
So
my
I'm
my
I'm
thing back and just be like,
I'm hoping that as you do this, we're walking up and I can hear you, and I'm gonna cast light at the spot where you're throwing the daggers, so that it shows exactly what you do, but nobody knows
Yeah.
that I'm casting light on that spot. It's just like a spotlight that goes.
yeah, all
All
right.
right, I'm going to need a couple things here. I'm going to need how many daggers are you throwing?
I've got 4, so I can throw 2, but like something along the lines if he can think that he can best me,
Yeah. All
with
right.
with a dagger throwing contest, hatchet, spelling bee. I'll see you on the I'll
Dance
see
up.
you on the inside of this thing. Yeah,
Dance
So,
Dance Revolution.
I'm going to need so we'll say that for free, Poppy, you hear that. You're going to have to cast light. Light is a touch spell if last I checked. And so you're going to have to walk up and touch the spot. If you're
Oh,
trying
that's
to be
right.
sneaky about it, you can do a sleight of hand as you're
can we
walking past.
retroactively have you put something up that I pin against the wall, just like the apple, maybe? Like you cast light on your stinking what is that? The rolling pin.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I could do that.
All right,
Yeah,
and
okay.
it'll look like I'm throwing at someone harmless, but I actually know her.
Right. Okay. Okay. With that said, then you don't have to do anything crazy. You cast light on the rolling pin. You hold it up to the middle post. Let's see.
Ugh,
What
hopefully I
could
don't kill
possibly-
Poppy
what
on the
could
first one.
possibly go
We've been rolling
wrong?
really high.
And this will
It's
be
about
right.
time.
This will be right before I say something to the crowd, so this will be good.
Yeah.
Yeah, can I take steady aim as well?
Yeah. That's smart.
Right.
Use your new ability, your new feature.
Yep.
Yeah. Advantage. Ooh, cool. Cool. I love when abilities are popping up. Good job,
All
you
right,
guys.
cool. One was definitely a 19 plus, so 19 plus 7, so it was a 26.
With that sweet sound of just a deep 1-inch embed of the blade into the rolling pin that Poppy was,
Yeah.
gesturing and holding for a good pause at the center of the bar with the showing. It doesn't pin it to anything. The rolling pin is obviously super thick, even, halfling blades and
You
halfling
think
rolling
that
pins.
you're the blade thrower of this troop? Why don't you come show me in the big top where it counts?
I don't
and I'll
know
just-
you. Who the hell are you? You're just
I'll just start walking out.
who let this child in with a knife? Honestly.
And as he says that, I'm going to cast Thaumaturgy on myself, stand up on a table, holding up the lit rolling pin with the dagger still in it, and I go, "Okay, now, boys. Hey there, everyone. I don't mean to interrupt your drinks and dice, but if you got just a minute, I promise I won't holler too long. I got something real special to share with you tonight. My name's Poppy Cinnabraid, and I'm here with the Immortal Montague's fantastic feats of halfdom, don't you know? We're a traveling troupe. Got jugglers, we got knife throwers here, a bit of magic, and if you're into that sort of thing, and we got more drama than Aunt Judy's 4th wedding. We're setting up just past the thing down the way, and now here's the important thing. I brought my buns of fun, as I point over to Calcis. Fresh out of the oven, still steaming, and sweet enough to fix a bad attitude. First one's free, second one's earned with a smile. So if you're curious,
As soon as she's done, I want to have slam the door. I want to be out and slam it as hard as I possibly can.
or just need a break from staring at the same 3 fellas all night, come on out and give us a look. I promise you, it'll be a hoot and a half. And I start
at that point
passing buns
we'll
out.
say a couple things happen simultaneously. In the middle of you, you're kind of pointing to Annie's character. Is it Callus? Calcis?
Callus.
How do you spell that? I'm trying to read it on our
CALSYS.
CALSYS.
Uh-huh.
Cool. Calcis. Okay, perfect. All right, so the Dross will throw his own knife, and while Poppy is gesturing, he's going to hit the rolling pin as well. And he's going to, kind of, he almost seems surprised for a moment. He covers it up, and he's going to point at the, Merrick as he's closing the door. He says, "Screw you. I'm going to see your performance, and maybe if I feel like I should show you up, I'll be there. Yeah, yeah." And at that point, you can see he's a little green around the ear on how to really throw the theatrical performance, but he hit his target. He was kind of happy about that. You slam the door, and this tension is kind of real hyped, and one guy just kind of in the quiet of that Wild West moment, just as Half-Orc kind of leans forward. He's got a big scar on his face, all the way down to his, right near his jugular, and he pulls what looks like a long, what's called like a flamberge style weapon with kind of the waves in it. And he's going to pluck one of the, not muffins, buns. And he's going to bring it over to him. He's going to smell it. "You smell really good."
Best you've ever have.
You said the first one's free.
First one's free.
Everyone gets up and goes, "Yeah, free food!" And immediately, in a terrifying moment of being a halfling, getting swarmed by 6 foot to 7 foot bar attendees trying to get a hold of your buns, the edible kind. Well, that doesn't really differ. The nutritional kind.
I will try and jump on top of a table just so I'm not trampled.
There you go. Yeah, you leap on table and's grabbing, and then you hear a loud bang, and it's not the door, it's from the bar, and a really big, we're looking at a half ogre kind of looking big, reaching upwards of 7'9", designed this place almost like a high vaulted ceiling around perhaps them, so probably a very long time owner or inheritor. They say, "Who's trying to ruin my business giving away free food?" And immediately points to the halflings and says, "You got a permit to give out free food in my establishment?"
Does he seem angry?
He seems like you're shorting him the ability to make money off selling food in his restaurant by showing up being like, "Fill your stomachs off my free buns." So, yeah.
I'm gonna cast Calm Emotions on him.
Oh, nice. Does that have components that are visible and audible?
It is visible and somatic. So I'm just gonna go basically kind of I'm just gonna wave my my rolling pin. I'm gonna go.
Halflings are looking for.
It's like these
It's
aren't
Star Wars Day. It's Star
like,
Wars Day.
these aren't free buns. They're just buns of fun.
All right. Do a deception check, as I will have you essentially cast a spell subtly in the because it's visible. Or you say it's verbal or it's
verbal and somatic.
Okay.
So
yeah. So go ahead, do a deception as you're uttering an incantation and as you're saying,
Can I do the help action on this one by muttering at the same time?
Yeah.
You're the only tavern that's getting them, so anybody who wants one has to come here, and you do have they have to buy so many drinks, right?
Okay, so you have the help action that gives you advantage, so you get to roll another dice.
Perfect. So I rolled an 11 on the first one and a nat 20 on the second.
Oh, nice. And at point they're calm. They're just like, "My therapist does say I should be open to new things."
And I'll talk.
Grab one and toss it
Yeah.
All right, everyone. You can enjoy your buns, but make sure everyone, gets a drink. You guys buying the first round?
I'll look at.
I'm
I'll look at Callus. I'm like, "Do you have any cash on you?"
No.
I'll toss a gold. 1 gold at him and go.
All
First
right.
round's on us.
All right. Absolutely. Hey, what did you say your names were?
Poppy Cinderbraid.
Callus.
I am Gorhon the Nurturer.
Goron the Nurturer.
I like everyone being happy and fed, but I have to make a living, so thank you so much. You guys with the new troop?
Yes, we are. Come see the Monty's fantastic feats of halfdom.
All right. Well, everyone, make sure to check them out. There's no live music tonight, so yeah. All right. Thank you. Why am I so calm?
It's our
I
first
don't-
session. We're all storming, norming, forming. We're on Cog's ladder right now. Nobody's not.
Absolutely. All right.
Why am I so calm? I love it.
Inspiration point to the rest of the group here who nailed their hype performance. Dagger throwing, bun throwing, and muttering at exactly the right time. Absolutely. Yeah, the buns are good. And at the very least drew quite a crowd of people who are now mumbling about the excitement of concessions and excitement. So yeah, Tim.
I would like to still go hide, stealth, and follow Dross.
Okay. All right. Do a stealth check and a perception check.
Stealth's gonna be 22.
22.
Perception's 19.
19. All right, yeah, you see, Dross come out after you. You're kind of obviously hitting him away, waiting. And at that point, they're kind of do a surreptitious kind of look around. And then they're going to kind of tuck their cloak real tight, and they're going to go around the corner and down the road towards a shady part of town. You can kind of see they're heading down an alleyway, and as they're doing so, reversing their cloak in an instant to be a different color. But you kind of caught that with your really high perception. Yeah. And are you going to follow?
Oof. So that's probably out of my league, but I'm gonna go a little closer. I'm just gonna, I'm gonna stay back, and I'm gonna continue to follow, but I'm gonna make sure there's at least an out. So I'm gonna continue to hide. If I see a person go by, I'm gonna use that halfling trait of being able to hide.
Hide behind them. Nice.
Yep. So I'm just
That's
gonna
cool.
keep tucking behind people
Ready?
and do that
Use your
Assassin's
abilities.
Creed move. Where you just blend in with the crowd. So try
Yeah.
that.
All right. He tucks into an alley where it seems he's meeting with a gnome who's got a box and kind of holding the box up up in front of him, and Dross is talking and nodding, kind of his hand kind of going over the contents of the box without going in because the gnome slaps it shut at the last possible moment. And there seems to be a discussion, not heated, but definitely a feeling of secretive, a feeling of really trying to avoid being seen or heard here.
In order to not take too much time from any of the other characters, I would like to see at least where the leave Dross, follow to where a good stake point of the gnome is. If I had to come back, like if he goes into a door, I want to at least go there, then get back to work.
Okay. You can at least, I'll say, see this for free with your high rolls because you rolled two really good ones. When Dross and him part, can't really see too much of what the exchange is, but it definitely seems like Dross pays him from a coin purse, and possibly a pretty good amount from what you can tell. Like, not like a few coins either. Like a human handful into the pockets, the waiting pocket or box of the gnome. Dross goes his own way, and you can watch as you kind of tail the gnome a little bit. Give me no, you rolled really high. You're fine. You don't have to give me rolls. Those will continue on. you see the gnome heads towards the merchant district, specifically a part of the district that is like uh, the next tier up. And we're talking about businesses that you'd expect to have like personal security forces, like jewelers, maybe like a Swiss bank kind of vibe, where there's like a great deal of personal mercantile interests for the wealthy, and exclusively so on this second tier. Though that's just this district of the second tier.
Okay. All right. I'll just head back to the crew. It's like almost like I'm always. I guess his thing is he's always kind of jobbing stay stay keyed up, even if there
Yeah.
was nothing going on. He's just
Yeah.
it's his personal therapy after the war to you know what I mean to just kind of do a quick
Yeah.
follow here and there.
Yeah. It's I get that. It feels good to feel like your skills are still there, um, and that little cat and mouse game. All right, you guys all meet back and can tell that Montague has returned to you all and says, "My goodness, there's been such a delightful flush of ticket sales." And Montague is this old, like I said, old halfling, but still has he almost has like a Doctor Strange kind of silver along his hair. He's got the well groomed facial hair, maybe a little longer, streaks of white wherever possible. Um, for someone who's definitely claiming to be immortal, he looks in great health, but he's definitely older. Not Miss Belvedere older, but definitely more of a paternal type. Like he looks like he could have been the age for any of you to be a father in some way, and has treated each of you with that kind of compassion, care. Even the newer people who maybe have not been around the troop long enough, he's always been like, let me know if you need anything. If you need an advance on your pay, I trust you. Or if you want to, you know, ride in my wagon or share a conversation with my tent over a drink and talk about dreams and aspirations. He's very happy to be social for the love of learning people's stories. Um, and you notice he only talks about himself in front of people, but in behind closed tents, flaps, or in the wagon, he'd rather listen. Um, he's very, very gentle that way. Um, and he kind of immediately rushes all of you and says, "They're talking about everything. Oh, how did you do it? How did you? They're talking about an acrobatic uh, shot from your feet. What a great way to! Oh my goodness! And falling from the tree. Are you okay? Of course you're okay. You're trained professionals, and a knife throwing rivalry. I didn't even know we had a Dross on the roster for tonight, but they're demanding a knife off of some kind. We're gonna orchestrate it. You know what? We're gonna make money off of it. I hope Dross is ready tonight because boy, we are all getting paid. Yes. Wonderful, wonderful. Is everyone feeling good, feeling ready? You didn't give away too much, did you? Oh, goodness, I'm spiraling. Oh, we didn't give away too much. People aren't going to see repeat shows? You didn't give away your act? No? Yes? No?
Only buns. Only buns.
All right.
Only buns.
People are craving, ranting about the buns even. Uh, Chef Harrison he's both proud and overwhelmed. Can any of you, maybe who don't need to refine your act, maybe Callis, you can
Not
help
a
him?
problem. I
Extra
can
pair
get
of hands in
moving.
the kitchen is most welcome. Thank you, my dear. Thank you, my dear. Thankfully, we're not going to need too much security. Obviously, we're safe in the city of Aelor's Reach, and the city has made arrangements um, to to make sure that security is provided. So, but we're free up on no one needing to be the enforcers. And hey, if some drunks start anything, we're not going to look bad when they get knocked on the head with a guard's spear. So I'm okay with that any day.
Oh, thank you,
As I'm looking,
Brungal.
as I'm walking away, I'll go. Do we need to drop some buns off at the guardhouse to make sure that they're happy?
Couldn't hurt. Make sure you check in with Chef Harrison as the demand has, tripled, maybe even more so because some of the buns he made were supposed to be sold tonight. But honestly, I think the influx of tickets balance it out. So you did a great job. We might be using that in the next town over. Great, assertive, forward-facing merchant minds, each of you. That's part
And
of the
I fist
business.
bump Poppy as I walk past her.
All right, look at us, six halflings, making triple the money. Fantastic. All right. Do you all need anything of me before we get ready? Because it's almost time.
I'll turn to.
Oh no, go ahead.
Do we have like an order that we need to be doing this in? Is there something that you need to let us know, or is this kind of one of those free flow type things?
Yes, usual order. I'm going to start with the Fellstar brothers. Like to really set the tone. But we're gonna do it differently. We're gonna have Dross also throw them. I'm going to start with the set the tone. Okay, so don't worry. I know that you got magic that'll protect you. It'll just be, Dross. He's really good. He's accurate. He's up for it. Double the
I'll say
nights,
that.
double the fun. That's what we say
This
here.
is a great
I say that-
idea. As I put my hand over Kate's mouth.
I'm like,
Oh.
look,
dropped
as
again.
long as there's
Yeah.
spacing, as long as there's spacing the knives, it's fine. There needs to be about 6 seconds between them.
We'll aim it at your brain. There's some space there.
Hey, save this for the show business. And the deal is it's now going to be between Dross and Merrick, animosity, and poor Cade gets caught in the crossfire and survives. That's the most important part of it all. So if you need 6 seconds of time, I'm going to make sure, Merrick, you wait 6 seconds before every one of Dross's throws.
Okay.
Okay. I mean, let's just put it this way, Merrick. If anything happens to Cade, you're the next Cade, and I'm gonna have Dross be the next Merrick. So, with that said, it'll be all even out. Maybe that's some incentive to make sure Cade doesn't die. We haven't lost anyone since that one time where the Schultz dinosaur travelers had their tents next to us. Who would have known giant lizards would have been that carnivorous? Couldn't
This
have
is
expected
weird.
that.
Give me a second. The stream is up on my side, but it's off, and I don't know why.
Up on ours.
It is up on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
I
never
see
mind.
it. You guys see it?
Mm-mm.
Everybody alive?
Yep, I'm seeing it.
Okay, never
I
mind.
see it.
It's weird.
If we need to take an intermission for any technical difficulties, let me
No,
know. So
no,
we
we're
can-
good. We're good. We're good.
All right, cool. Like I
Thanks,
said,
Sam.
it's what 3 technical difficulties a stream. We're already on 2. It's fine. One more, we're good. Okay, yeah, we got Tender Mama says it's working for them. It buffered for a moment, but for me it's working. Says Jetman. So okay, wow. But in any case, then so he says knife throwing. Then we'll have the elemental ribbon dancers. That'll kind of set the palette away from danger, a bit more exciting and calm, a bit more mystery. Then we'll have let's see, Hugh the Hilarious will tell his jokes. It's probably his last night here. Honestly, he's been just absolutely bombing. Gonna give him this last chance to be a funny guy, and if he's not funny, he gets the axe. And by that I mean he's fired. We're not killing him.
Merrick could take him out for a drink.
Are you, we're professionals. Come on, for money always. Anyway, so with that said, then we're gonna finish with our apparently our high in demand Admira Fleetfoot, the archeress extraordinaire, extraordiness archer. got to really think on how we can hype you up. But I want to up something, make a little change. Flaming arrows tonight. How do you feel about that?
I am so excited. Oh, being the closing act is a little bit of, pressure, but I am willing to, do a great job of hyping up the crowd for the end of the night.
Absolutely, absolutely. I think there is an opportunity. There's rumors, there are whispers, that the Duchess of Alor Reach will be in attendance. I think you guys did it. Our first member of court sitting in the high seat. Now, normally, some merchants, well-to-dos, maybe some people that I like to get some favors from, give those seats out. But there are rumors. Intermediaries on behalf of the court have kind of said the possibility that the Duchess' eyes might be on the show. Don't want that to pressure you all, but that would mean incredible things for us, especially across Termish. There's a lot going on. Going to be good, though. It's going to be great. If that is the case, we're going to do our usual poetry reading. Cade, we're going to get together. We're going to have you read the poem of Alor's Reach. They're one of their ancestrally historic relevant things. We're going to make sure.
Has it got to be accurately read, or am I allowed to embellish?
You have to accurately read it. No embellishing, especially if the Duchess is there. I'm sorry. It would just be really. I know you're good, but there's a degree of don't. We want you to make sure it is.
I need to know what. Have I just got to read it like in like a monotone type, or am I allowed to get at least into some type of character?
You can read it with any tone and inference you want, as long as you're reading
perfect.
it verbatim.
Perfect. I can do that. I can do that.
Okay.
Do we know for a fact that the Duchess is in the audience? Do we know what she looks like? Or is somebody pointing her out to us?
She will shift the seat that is like the highest of the bleachers, the box seat that is kind of set up in the high top or the big top. That's where you'll see she'll be. If someone is in there, it's her.
As soon as somebody points out that she's up there, buns of peace are getting run up to her.
That's a piece.
As I was walking over to the kitchen, if I hear that, I'm going to call back. Do we need extra security just in case?
I don't think we even have at this point hands on deck for extra security. Plus, it's our security wouldn't even be able to get close because of her security. Goodness, this is a headache. And what if buns of peace aren't enough? We need something like tiramisu, for God's sake.
This is my specialty, Monty. I got this.
All right. Very good. Very good. All right. Let's do it. We are the best these lands have ever known, and we're going to prove it. All right, everyone, little hands in. Little hands in, little hands in. Big, beautiful fame out.
Go Halflings!
Someone's hand is really sweaty. I don't know who it was.
That's probably me. I've had them in gloves all day. In any case, let's do it. All right, Fellstar brothers. You'll be following after my grand introduction. I'm going to say 20 minutes out. Dross is on the level. He'll be there with you guys.
So we're throwing things at Cade.
Yeah, lots of freestyle
I'm going to
banter.
set it up on the big top. I'm moving to the big top now. Let's see.
We're going to the big top.
Because there's an air of competition in this one. Normally, I don't do anything to stop myself getting hit that much.
Mm-hmm.
However, because it's gonna adding a air of there's Merrick and there's Dross now. Just as I get up there, by the way, just to let you know, so I have to do it during it, I will be casting Blade Ward on myself as a cantrip, which basically means they have to subtract 1d4 from all their attack rolls on me.
Oh. Blade Ward does that?
Blade Ward is actually useful now.
Yeah, it's not resistance anymore.
Or damage.
No, it's to the attack roll. So you can guys miss me a bit. So I'll be basically, I have mage armor on as my invocation. I will be blade warding myself,
I love
and I
this.
so have
It's good now. Yeah.
so I actually have a. Normally I don't. I let them just hit me, but because there's a competition here, and if it starts to go different ways, I can obviously always get rid of spells between combatants to see which one hits me better. If I need to sort of massage the figures somehow to
So
see who's winning.
I will also cast Warding Bond on you,
Oh, okay.
and it lasts an hour. So
What's that? What's that?
so as long as you're within 60 feet of me, which I think that'll be the case,
Yep.
you get a +1 bonus to your AC and saving throws. You get resistance to all damage, but each time you take damage, I also take the same damage.
You won't be taking any damage. You'll be fine.
Perfect.
You'll be fine. We'll see.
I'm just saying, but so you, with that, you get a
But
+1
the
to.
resistance, the resistance to the damage is absolutely amazing for this
Yeah.
character. Like
So you get a +1 bonus
so, 'cause what
and
we can do
resistance.
on that, because of that damage, just doing some jiggery pokery maths in my head. If it doesn't get doesn't get exciting enough for people, I can actually be walking on like a fire pit, walking whilst getting shot at, and I still won't take any damage.
All right, that's cool. I like it.
Well, we've guaranteeing that no damage is taken.
All right. Do you happen to have spell components, real quick, for warding bond, which are very expensive?
Of course I do. Why would I not have them?
A pair of platinum rings worth 50 gold points, gold pieces each.
Yeah, this was part of my that's from my experience with in Lariel's.
Very good. All right, you're liquid then. You're liquid. You got platinum rings assets here. All right, so you each must be wearing these for the duration of the spell, which will
Look, as she gives me the ring, I say, look, I'll put it on the. I'm not putting it on that hand. I don't want anyone to look like I'm taken. Okay.
You can put it
And
wherever
look,
you can put it wherever you
just
want,
met-
honey.
You've just met me. I am not getting married to you. However good looking and however much your buns of fun are good, I am just basically keeping.
Listen, Buckaroo, I don't care who you are, and you can put this thing wherever you want. I'm just trying to save your ass.
The buns of peace trying to save your ass. All right. Thank you so much.
Did we
Yeah, go on.
did we specify what Amira was going to be shooting her flame arrow at?
Not
Who
yet.
or oh,
Probably Cade.
okay.
Probably Cade at some point.
Can I volunteer a tribute?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. Wait, who do you want to volunteer?
I was thinking of someone from the crowd.
The Duchess.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh
All
boy.
right. We'll have you be able to kind of announce that you'd like to pick someone from the crowd, and if the Duchess is there, you can intrigue the high member of court, the lady herself. All right.
I mean, royalty needs a little bit of fun in their life. Why not have them be a part of it?
Honestly, this is like the most your ratings will go up with the nature of royal courts wanting to now. Like Monty is already like giving you the green light. Go. He trusts you.
Does that mean they will go up unless you shoot her?
I mean, she never misses. That's her thing.
That's my thing.
Yeah. All right. So, the crowd is bigger than it's ever been. All the bleachers of every level and the massive, almost like, we'll say like, it's almost it's a circle. The ground is a crescent of moonstone. At the apex of that is kind of the path up to the box. where there is kind of a thin veil that blocks like sightline visibility, but there are two silhouettes, a large, burly, armored silhouette, and a very faint, but almost like wearing clearly the immense finery. You know, like the neck piece, the frills, the shoulder pieces of a well-to-do fashionista is the silhouette that you can see. There are definitely guards posted at the top, at the bottom, that you can all kind of make out. Definitely, um, her personal security team is standing there, not with intimidation in mind, but to not be blending in with the crowd. Though the thought is they could have planted people to blend in with the crowd for extra security. At the very least, they're kind of making a statement piece that someone of import is here. Um, 1 second. I have an animal clawing at my door.
Quick, we can plan now. He's not here.
He says he's got guards. I'm hastily putting a big top together. She's got guards.
It's all that Merrick working in the shadows, Lark. That's what it is. Look at this. You're doing this. Getting really into character here.
There we go. I think that works. That works. Hey, Greg. We have a Greg.
And I'm back. All right. And thank you guys so much for raising money for 988 for hyping the chat, the stream, and gifting subs. Annie, thank you so much. So cool, so awesome. All right. So the scene is set. The performance of the ringleader, your wonderful immortal Montague, is reciting the tale of this traveling troupe of incredible talent that he has. You know, he's elaborating on, and I found this one in the jungles of Chult, and I found this one in the Netherese wasteland of the fallen cities, and of course, making each of you sound like you're exotic and we're found in a burning crater, you know, with that degree of mysticism. So we are with the crowd excited, and drinks and food are being run up from the runners. Um, you can see the flashing of copper, even silver, passing hands. Um, you swear you could see a bit of gold. Um, everything, everything is amazing. It is, it is a thrill. Even if you never really liked this part of traveling life, if your goal was to basically use the troop as a means to get from point A to B or to pursue your own goals, there's a sense of being a part of something here that has never felt more tangible and more strong. So, um, is there anything you guys like to do to cast? Like we said, we have some spells cast. Um, we have any other preparations you'd make?
Cade is sat down, sort of doing his homework, because part of the act is he understands getting shots part of the act, but he also likes to throw the odd quib at his attackers during the performance, just to sort of see if he can rile them up a little bit, should I say? Especially now there's
Okay.
two of them, so
Yeah.
he's got a few choice words to say to each of them as they try to shoot him.
Okay. All right. So, spotlight curtain not yet quite risen, the hush falls. The curtain is kind of a ring curtain, kind of a cool thing to like have the audience from all sides not be able to see the transition that you guys can make really quickly without turning off, the dim lights that already create an atmosphere of magic. Montague, as always, turns it on. He is charismatic, mysterious, and very rarely you just realize he's just never what he seems, as what he seems is what he wants people to perceive. His voice echoes, warm, melodic, and tinged with an audible smile. Ladies and gentlemen, wayward wanderers, and dreamers who dare, welcome, welcome to the edge of the world I have brought to you, where memory bends, magic sings, and not all who perform are guaranteed to live. I am Montague, your humble guide through wonder, wickedness, and whimsy. They call me immortal, not for the years I've stolen, but for the stories I refuse to let die. Tonight, you shall not simply watch a performance. You will be swept in it. Every gasp, every laugh, every tear, that is your price of admission at the end. Because in this troupe, the stage is a sacred place, and truth wears many masks. We've danced in the courts. We have juggled flame before tyrants of steel. We have sung lullabies to sleeping dragons, and we have cursed our enemies with light-hearted rhymes that they will never get out of their ears until the day they utter their last words. But tonight, we shall be merciful. Tonight we perform for you. So hold your breath, still your heartbeat, and dare to believe that only for a moment, the magic that being cast on you is as real as it may ever be. I offer you the Grand Caravan, the immortal performing troupe, travelers of the world, folding space and time for the moment to last as long as you love it. And with that, he bows deeply. The curtains whoosh open, the music swells, and the Fellstar brothers and Dross are getting in position with Fellstar brothers. How do you usually find yourselves against the target? Is it you're wheeled out on a target? Is it a matter of screaming litanies of cursing, that you're being put in this position? Is it a stoic face? Is it, usually Merrick and you bantering back and forth? How do you imagine the setup is? It is your performance.
Want me to do this, Tim, or do you want to do it? Your choice.
Yeah, I mean, you can. I think I just kind of appear. I'll just like do the hide action and just kind of appear there. Like
Like a smoke bomb?
go off doing whatever, and then I just appear in the center. I'll use as much stealth as I can to just arrive there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I walk into the center with my lute, just strumming, singing a wonderful ode to halflings and to the Fellstar, and mixed in between that's going to be the odd little jibe about brother can never hit anything. Whatever he does, it's fine. But this time I've mixed in some dross stuff in terms of let's see which each of them do it. And it's basically ad-libbing the song as I go. And it's basically enough that I'm just going to, because obviously we've got to be a bit safe with people. There is a board set up on one side that I stand in front, more to protect the audience than everyone else, because we don't want obviously people to cause damage here. That's not what we want to do. However, normally as I'm walking, I get shot in the back, I get stabbed in the face, and I'm fine. But basically what I'm doing with the song is hiding or using the song. Every sort of chorus of the song is like an incantation that I'm doing for my false life and stuff, just to basically keep it completely topped up at any time, just to keep me alive.
I love it. What a great cantrip. honestly. Or is it?
It's an
Is it?
invocation. Invocation.
Invocation. Yeah. All right. So they have set your board, thankfully, so that it's not facing, or it's the back isn't blocking the line of sight to the audience, because it's the same orientation that the back of it would be facing the entry of where you guys came from. So every member of the audience has an eye, and the queen, or not the queen, the duchess, whose name I probably should give you because you probably would have gathered it by now.
Karen of Manager.
You know what's funny is I've had that name actually show up. Kyren, Keeper of Complaints. Now let's see.
Yeah, we're in like a talented troupe that travels around. We're not supposed to be in a circus, but we're in a talented troupe, Mark.
All right, Duchess Zelruska.
Ruska.
Zelruska with a Z.
Zelruska.
Zelruzka.
Ooh, spicy.
Spicy. She is famed as a person who's kind of managed the mercantile magistrates, and has a good strong hold of the kind of we'll say the history of the city state of the Reach out here.
Huh. She's from the place where the gnome is from. Got it.
All right. Let's see. Okay, I think I have everything here. You do hear kind of whispers and rumors for those guys waiting behind the scenes. Go ahead and give me a perception check. Anyone who's not on stage right now, which would be the other three.
Do good.
12.
21.
There's 19.
21 and 19?
Yes.
All right, the ladies will get to know the tea. As the 12 is not enough.
I'm drinking the tea.
See. I am drinking the tea vigorously.
I'm
All
feeling
right.
attacked. I'm feeling attacked from my Britishness.
Listen, nobody said anything about British.
No.
All right.
But he's all in the harbor anyways.
All right. The tea is the sea floor is breathing again. Fishermen near the shallows have reported strange activity. The waves are different, the tides strange, and what washes up on shore like nothing anyone has ever seen. Ancient shipwrecks, strange magical baubles, and creatures thought extinct are coming up all over the coastline of Termish. Another rumor. Whispers of storm giants making their home in the Sea of Fallen Stars. Royalty, even. Whispers of a demigod connected to the rising waves. What could it mean for the coast? A lot of people fear coastal cities will be drowned in the violence of what's to come. Other people say pirates are more active, but not against civilians. Pirates are striking at military vessels. They don't sink them. They're stealing them. They don't intentionally leave survivors, but what whispers have existed have said they've made it away and they were saved by orcas. Orcas that had a strange sentience. Orcas that have never been seen in the Sea of Fallen Stars before. Thought to be black sharks, first time the fearful survivors of these attacks. People are saying there's a stirring of the Leviathan as well. sinking only heavily laden merchant ships. They think that the Leviathan serves the Thayans, as the Thayans are never attacked, despite having a great deal of merchant ships. But their Thayans, their merch is usually people or slavers. Wonder why the Leviathan avoids ships full of bodies. Or maybe it is the Thayans under their command. But the most interesting thing is the sunken throne of an old kingdom in the middle of the Sea of Fallen Stars is rising. Not perhaps literally, but an underwater kingdom is being forged at the hands of someone that they call Savathar Sarengar, the Tempest Exarch, the son of the World Serpent, and his wife, Storm Giant Exarch Sarissa. But these, of course, are just fanciful tales.
Just.
But one person has sworn
Ah!
mages.
I don't know that name.
One person
When
has
it all
sworn on
comes
their
back to
life.
bite you in the ass. Yeah. No.
One person has sworn on their life, on their mother's life, on everyone's life, that they had witnessed a team of mages walking through a portal in the middle of one of the Termish woods, and they were speaking in a very old tongue. This person had been a learned seeker of old languages and was seeking out runes in that forest. The one thing they did understand in the old tongue was the Black Staff must die. They cannot be allowed to help raise the sunken throne.
See, luckily we're on stage. We didn't hear any of that.
No,
Oh yeah.
This is only for Fleetfoot and Willow.
Yeah, they're
Right,
hearing
these
this.
are-
I'm drinking it.
Yeah, that's fair. Drinking it, all right. With that, we'll let the rumors simmer and sift for the audience. What could it mean? As we begin the performance, Dross is, trying to relax and stretch and kind of point at Merrick and say, listen, you bumpkin circus freak travelers, I don't care to prove myself in front of crowds of people, but you can't insult my honor, call me out when I'm trying to enjoy a good drink and try to put me in my place. I tell you to grow up, but I think you've already done at 3 feet tall.
Ho, 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 ho. Tough words.
Yeah.
Tough words, guy.
From the back, I'll be just nudging Poppy, kind of going, "Oh, he came hard."
Yeah.
Ooh.
Like, don't phrasing.
Crazy. This is a children's stream. It's absolutely not, as we've discovered. All right. So, what do you, Merrick and Cade? What do you guys banter back? You have a new and a new take to this.
Yeah.
What's the angle?
So I get up there and I start my song up, and I'm like, so which of you two, out of the, well, 1.5 of you anyway, which 1.5 of you, which of the 1.5 is going to attempt to hit me first?
Attempt. I'm not gonna miss. I am tired of your loud mouth and your weird song. I don't know what world you think you aren't gonna bleed tonight.
In that case, maybe you can go first, Dross, just to to show what's happening, and I turn to the audience and go, look, here comes Dross's famous throw. Wow, famous for missing, that is.
Oh man! All right, big dreams for someone who can't reach the top shelf, but here we go. And he's going.
AC 14 minus 1d4. No, AC
All right.
15. AC 15 minus 1d4. Sorry.
All right, minus a D4 actually causes him to. I think the D4 causes him to miss. Actually, I grab a D4.
Does that mean he hits Cade though?
No,
He's trying to hit Cade actually.
Oh.
All right.
you,
The blade goes chink. That 1d4 kind of causes that like almost illusion shift of magic as it pins right next to your head, and the crowd is loving it. They're like excited. It's almost great that there aren't hits out the gate. You know, building
so as he does
up
that,
to it.
I say, look, Dross, I know you're new to this, but the audience is getting bored. You're supposed to hit me. At least make it look dangerous.
Well, let's have a professional who claims to be so great. Show me how it's done.
Can I show up when he points to one side? Can I have stealth and show up on the other side of him?
Yes, that's so funny. That's so great. Oh my god, do a stealth check. That is so good.
Yeah, that's a 24.
Yeah, he goes and he looks around for you, and you just are like over
Yeah,
here.
I'm over here. But perhaps you can't see well, or maybe your dagger's broken. Let me fix that. And I'll pull out a hatchet to throw it at the dagger to break his dagger and like try to snap it in half.
Dang.
And I would like to take steady. I like to take steady aim on this if I can.
Steady aim. All right, you have advantage. This will be a pretty good shot.
Okay, that's gonna be 24 again.
That's a hit. Go ahead and roll damage to see if you can do enough damage to destroy the dagger. We're looking at 4 points of damage.
Okay. Ooh, I've never used that. The hand axe, 1d6. Okay.
You have a
Come on.
50-50 chance.
You got
It
plus
doesn't
dex
even
to
have-
it. You got plus dex to it. You do have plus dex to it.
Plus 5.
Is it a finesse now? Hand axes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you say it's
So-
plus 5? So he automatically does 5.
Oh yeah, he at
Yeah.
least takes on a minimum. Even on a roll of 1, you smash the dagger to pieces, and he goes, "Oh, my grandmother's dagger! I'm gonna kill your brother. That's what I'm gonna do."
And I say, if you better throw better than you have been.
All right, I'm gonna start throwing. If you keep talking, I'm just gonna walk right up.
Still
use,
wouldn't hurt.
use your grandfather's dagger.
You can call from the ground. Use your
Is that
grandfather.
what Poppy just said? Are we just...
Just
Use your
destroy
grandfather's
this
dagger.
guy. Psychic damage.
And as he's about to do it, I'll say, ladies and gentlemen, watch closely. As Dross actually attempts to hit the target.
All right, a D4 penalty. This time he does hit you.
That's fine.
Um,
And as I do it, I want to do like a.
He'll
As I
be,
do
he'll be
it,
using a hand axe as well.
Oh, he's gonna whip out a hand axe?
Yeah, he's gonna match you with a hand axe.
Okay.
So he's gonna do 8 points of damage.
yeah. So as you do it, and I put it back out. Oh, bloody hell! That looked proper dramatic, didn't it?
Everyone is like shocked that you've just been hit by an axe, and you're just like
I like-
not even screaming out in pain.
Maybe I should have been an actor instead of a target. I suppose. As I drop the hand axe and I get my loot and go, diddling, and do my nice performance again to refresh my temporary hit points.
Joss is going, "I don't understand. What kind of magic are you using? That's got to be magic. You guys are cheating somehow."
No, maybe if you learnt to hit your target, it'd be fine.
And at that point, he's gonna walk up and make a show of like grabbing his hand axe out of view and like look at your coat and see there's a hole in it, but search you for blood. And he goes, "What are you,
Can I throw
undead?"
my rapier through when he lifts up the coat? Can I throw
Yeah.
it straight through it to just
Yeah,
drive home
through
the
the hole.
embarrassment?
Then he's
Yeah,
holding
yeah.
the slice. Okay,
Yep.
go for it.
All right, I'm gonna try. So it goes like boing, 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 boing,
Yes.
and just kind of. All right,
This
yeah.
feels like, as he does that, I'll go, this feels like abuse.
Yeah.
He's like, kind of. Well, while that's happening, he's whispering, "How am I doing? Is this on track
Yeah.
for you guys?"
I wink him. Yeah, great.
Man, I
Okay.
love being a rogue. 26.
You literally just like kick up your rapier, throw it like a javelin, and just holding up, splaying out his coat. Your
How much
brother's
damage
coat.
are you doing to me on that? Remember,
No, I
was-
want to. When he's checking the coat, I want to pin the coat.
Oh,
against-
okay.
Yeah, so like I'm just trying to embarrass Dross as much as possible. I think that's the end state is to like.
All right, Dross is just like, I can't
As he
believe it.
does
He goes, you, sir, I'm almost out of things to throw. Can you give me that bottle? And the guy's got like what looks like a handle of vodka, and he's gonna.
As
Damn,
my
he's like, "Here."
jacket is pinned up there, I'm just gonna sort of elegantly twist out of it, move my hair a bit. I'm now
Here,
completely
Just
topless.
to slip out into something more comfortable.
Yeah, and I just
All
As a
right,
part of the
as you
coat,
slip
is there
out.
extra blades anywhere in the back?
There's all kinds of blades. There's like fake ones. There's there's real ones. There's the one like the retractable. Yeah.
I'm gonna go grab a few real ones and some retractable ones and bring them up and just kind of plant them off to the side so they can
Yeah,
be
just on a
grabbed.
table.
Yep.
At that point, one person's like, throw it at the lady. Throw something at her.
At the-
and I'll sort of go on and say, I'm the target here, gentlemen.
Oh, they want to
Talking
throw it
to
at the Duchess?
Yeah, I'll say,
No,
talking
at Annie's
put-
character.
talking to
Oh,
the
No,
ladies.
she's joined this little the spotlight.
It's
Okay.
probably why you're single, talking to ladies like that.
She's just gonna put her hands on her hips.
Uh,
If you can best me in an arm wrestle, sure.
Oh.
and everyone's like clearly laughing at that guy. As he's like not willing. He's scared. He's like, these people would definitely. There's got a trick up their sleeve. I'm not gonna humiliate myself in front of the town and the Duchess. At that point, Dross is gonna say like, yeah, have some respect. Now I'm gonna throw this bottle at this guy's head. He's going to try and hit you with a bottle of some hard liquor here. Okay, with a D4, he hits. He's going to try and hit you with liquor here. Okay. He hits. It's an improvised weapon, so less damage. But actually rolled really well. 7 damage, but it's not enough.
Okay. I take so it's, especially when I'm on half damage from his blade thing.
Oh yeah,
I'm
so that's
literally-
3. I forgot.
Yeah.
I
so
also
I'm
take.
taking that,
I also take. So from the cheap seats, you hear ah.
Oh, we got raided.
Oh.
We got ready during
Who?
We're offline.
Oh, catch your cantrips.
No, we're-
Hey, catch your cantrips. Welcome,
online,
Raiders.
Offline, online.
We're back, I think. Yes.
Yeah. So as the bottle smashes, can I? Obviously, 'cause I'm taking no damage from this. Is there any way that I could grab part of the sort of, see if I can grab part of the bottle so I can have a bit of a drink as well whilst I'm on stage?
Yeah, you have like the last vestige of the
Yeah.
bottle and the liquor. Yeah,
Yeah, and I'm like,
absolutely.
God, good vintage. Thanks to the drink, Dross.
And Dross is like pulling out his hair, like, what am I doing wrong?
And
And
now
he-
aiming, because from Merrick's not actually tried to hit me yet, and I'm like, Merrick, you're supposed to be hitting me, not theatrics. I'm the big target. Look, come on, you can't
like
miss
to,
from down there.
while he's talking, I want to direct all of my like perception towards the Duchess
Mhm.
to see if there's just to see like is the gnome nearby or anything like that. And I'm actually trying to miss, and I'm gonna miss like completely wide and just like bow to Dross, like to raise his self-esteem
Yeah.
up a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. What's your perception?
Not good. It's +1. Oh, passive?
Yeah, you can use passive. I'm always happy to use passives.
Yeah, that's not gonna be good. Let's see. 11. So I probably need to pay attention more and shoot with disadvantage, probably. I don't know.
Yeah, go ahead. You can use steady aim to counter the disadvantage if you are not moving. So yeah.
But yeah, just kind of looking out for the gnome while this is going on, and
Yeah, you see gnomes in the crowd, but you don't see, the gnome.
Okay. So +2, 18.
18. And you're trying to miss, and so you will successfully miss with an 18.
Yeah, just
that's
like
funny.
it's almost to the top part of this board, and just be like, and kind of just like look at everybody, and then bow to Dross.
Yeah, and Dross is going to say, we got to make a big finish, right?
I say to I point like to Dross, and I point to like sort of my heart area, and at that point I'm dropping my blade ward.
Okay.
And I'll drop.
And he's like, yeah.
I'll drop the warding bond if you want me to.
No, you keep that up. I need to not get hurt.
All right. He's got his hand axe.
And at that point I'm dropping my blade ward.
Okay.
And I'll drop.
And he's like, yeah.
I'll drop the warding bond if you want me to.
8 weapon damage. And then
I'm just doing maths in my head.
and
Are you still
then
up?
6 fire damage.
Yeah, I'm fine. Okay.
Okay, and that's
so.
You are burst.
And I'll wink at the lady and go, as long as you're there for me.
Hey, we're gonna have to take a break. Down and up and down and up and down. I think he's on his iPhone.
Yeah, we gotta change potatoes.
Yeah.
We gotta upgrade. We gotta upgrade to a yam.
It's dropped like 3 or 4 times in the
Yeah.
last minute.
Yeah. It's.
All right, we'll take an intermission. But hopefully, please don't go anywhere. Thank you so much for the raid, Catchy Cantress. Make sure everyone give a follow to Catchy Cantress. An amazing time.
Yeah.
To be had there.
Sorry,
Absolutely.
guys. Sorry.
Yeah, we'll be back. Don't worry. We're gonna come back. We're gonna do a grand finale. We still have Flaming Arrows and the Duchess.
All right, be right back.
3 feet tall. Never thought we'd find a family at all. One roll of the dice, one twist of fate. Now we're side by side. Guess this was our fate. Oh, we bicker, we fight. We don't see eye to eye. But when trouble comes, we're always gonna try. Brothers and sisters who knew we would be a family of heroes. Just wait and see. Wait, are we related? We push